made it, Robbie. It's a brilliant view up here. Got to be said. When you're actually up here, it's a great view. Brilliant. The only thing maybe is that there's 2 games on tonight. So previous years they usually have one on Tuesday and one on Wednesday, but because the soccer was wrong last night, just...
Who's the other one going to play?
Kingsway.
Oh.
Kingsway versus Perth. But this is a bit of a northern derby, and also Sorrento are top of the 2nd division, so... top of the 2nd division against the defending champions from last season, so it's a big game.
Yeah, I've done a few games here and they're actually a really raucous crowd.
Yeah. I don't even get there. There's plenty of people inside the bar as well, still.
There's no summer sport and summer sports gets this crowd.
Yeah, well that's the other thing I suppose, when it's a bit warm you get people sitting. Yeah.
Families and... I wonder if they've ever put in a proposal for a stadium.
Well they've extended the pavilion. The pavilion only used to be the pavilion there used to be quite small.
Okay.
So they've certainly improved that over the last 12 to 18 months.
Yeah.
So
You want to sit on my box?
nah, I'll stand up.
You sure? I know you like sitting.
The problem is I sit down, it'll probably give me credit at some point, and B, if I do need to move, it'll be hard to get up.
And also your vision will be blocked down that way a bit. Just be careful not moving around because these platforms are...
Mate, if you don't look at it, the rain will stay away.
Yeah, it's not as bad, so.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
it's going out miles.
No, because you're like family friendly. From both sides. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Perth Reserve for midweek action in the Australia Cup. It's preliminary semi-final night as Sorrento FC hosts Perth RedStar here in a northern suburbs derby. It's an absolute pleasure to be here tonight. My name's Tommy Dolman as we hit the final four in the local phase here in WA with the winners of tonight's two matches through to the Australia Cup round of 32. Elsewhere, NPL WA leaders Olympic Kingsway are taking on Perth Soccer Club in tonight's other semi-final. Winner of that one will play the winner of tonight's game in September's State Cup final.
So it's been a bumper few weeks here in the West. Of course, we had the Serie A giants, AC Milan and AS Roma on our shores a couple of weeks ago. And last night, the Socceroos won 5-0 against Palestine at HBF Park. The feast of football set to continue shortly as we've basically hit the halfway mark of the season. And this is when the chips really start to get laid down. So just looking above, it's a beautiful night for football still at the moment. We had a little bit of rain this morning, but the sun has been shining down for most of the afternoon, and conditions are set to be fine this evening, unless we get any nasty surprises on the forecast. Your referee for this one is Steve Gregory, and he'll be assisted by Adrian Lichty and Alex Ciccaroni. David Bruce will be on duties as the fourth official. So, Sorrento in their huddle, as you can see on your screen at the moment. RedStar are raring to go, and we're not far away from a start. On a night where the stakes are high, and these matches always stand out for what's on the line whenever they come around. Two sides excelling in their respective divisions this season, aiming to maintain the rage, whilst also getting one up on their local rivals. The scene is set tonight for semi-final night for a State Cup final spot for an Australia Cup round of 32 berth. The Battle of the North begins. Sorrento and Perth RedStar underway, both teams in their home kits. Sorrento in blue, RedStar in red, and it's Sorrento who are playing host here, the State League Division 1 side, having been relegated from the top flight last season. Let's see what they can do against last season's defending champions as Nick Walsh swings in an early cross, and Neil Kilkenny will be able to sweep that away upfield. Govan heads down. Palmer helps on. Jake Nicholson heads back upfield. A little bit of back and forth at the moment. The long release forward, looking for Daryl Nickel. His goal side of McLaughlin. He got a toe to the ball, but he wasn't able to turn it towards the target, and Davey Keenan in the Sorrento goal was able to watch wide. But you're going to see that all night long. Daryl Nickel playing off the shoulder. His goal return over the years in the NPL WA men's competition, nothing short of outstanding. 3 gold medals in his repertoire also. Some big name performers on both sides, of course. A-League's quality on the pitch. Liam Reddy, another one of those players on the ball right now. The veteran goalkeeper. Mentioned Neil Kilkenny before. Joel Chianese also lining up on the right-hand side for the visitors. Both of these sides faring pretty well in their respective divisions this season. Can't play at the back from Reddy as Palmer gets it to Gallen. Sorrento, 10 league games, 8 wins, 2 draws, yet to taste defeat in the league. In fact, they're undefeated in the whole of season 2024, having gone 4 games and a draw through the pre-season competition, which they won all the way back in March. Perth RedStar also won the pre-season equivalent of the competition at NPL level. 7 wins, 2 draws, 2 defeats from their 11 matches, but ominously for the defending champions, a 5-game winning streak. They've really hit their straps in the past month or so as Declan Hughes finds Daryl Nickel in the area. Nick Walsh, the link up with the Scottish striker. Kilkenny was at the base of the midfield defending, and RedStar are able to win it back. The side a division higher, looking to assert their authority in the early stages of this one. Palmer tries a killer pass down the right, seeking the run of Chianese. Here's Connor Simpson, English striker. May have been a little late on the challenge, but it mattered little as RedStar won it back. Chianese. Matty George making the forward run. Cross comes back. Dangerous area. Nickel. Good save, Keenan. And it's turned away by Nicholson. ball looked as though it was going slightly behind last year's Golden Boot winner, but he was still able to manufacture the effort on target, and Keenan had to be alert to get down low and save. First clear-cut glimpse of the night for either side. And it's going to be George who goes over to take the corner for the visitors. George's delivery lifted away by Doherty. George will get a second go at it. Drilled across the face of goal, and that should be easy enough for the hosts to tidy up. Doherty's pass up the line. The midfield runner was Cummings. Dean Cummings, an outstanding season once again as a goal-scoring midfielder. Hamza Heena's cross blocked by Oliver Leeming. Both Leeming brothers playing for Red Star tonight. Ollie in full-back and Theo on the left wing. Cummings tried to return to Doherty. Offside flag was up as Doherty received the ball back from Cummings, so it'll be a free kick rather than the foul that the home side were after. So early stages here at Perth Reserve. Sorrento 0, Red Star 0, streamer.com.au. We're also on the Football West YouTube channel as well. Crowd building very nicely for some midweek football, and we'll try and keep you up to speed with what's going on at Kingsway Reserve as well between Olympic Kingsway and Perth Soccer Club. Govan. Govan. Little drilled pass into the channel. George was offside. Expecting this one to be a really tight game this evening, not least because of the way in which the two sides are playing, but Sorrento's defensive record is the best in the second tier, just the 8 goals conceded in their 10 games. Red Star, 10 goals conceded from their 11 matches, both ranked number 1 in their respective divisions. And the two custodians, Keenan and Reddy, have played a good part of that so far. Keenan with the one early save from Darryl Nicol if you are late to joining us tonight. Govan. Ball slipped under the foot of Walsh. He was able to get it to Leeming. Just a good, consistent performer is Nick Walsh. Capable playing on the left or centrally as well. Lifted forward by Gibbs, sent back by Govan. Leeming's going to try and make something of it. He's got 2 blue shirts around him. Manages to tow it away from Kilkenny, and off he goes. Turn around the corner from Palmer. Leeming couldn't get on the end of the return. And it's cleared up the line by Jake Nicholson. Leeming, pass inside for Palmer. Little stab forward from the former Florida Athena midfielder. Both Palmer and Gallen have got plenty of experience in the latter stages of this competition, having won the Cup twice in Palmer's case and 3 times in Gallen's case with the Athena club prior to their move to the northern suburbs this season. Doherty up the line. Ball just skipped away from Cummings. Gallen's in best position to deal. Charged down by the midfielder. Club captain in his 4th season here at Perth Reserve. I mentioned before, such a magnificent leader of this side is the former Livingston midfielder. Simpson helps it on. Here's Cummings, gives his touch a little heavy, and Walsh is able to tidy up. Now Leeming, chance to get the skates on. He was tenacious in his bid to win the ball back, and he got it to George. The red shirts fly forward. Nicholson did well initially to get back. In fact, it was Moranta, my apologies. Here's Ryan McLaughlin, Northern Irish central defender, one of a few players left who've been with the club many years in the NPL prior to this tier in the 2nd season. Simpson's layoff missed the mark. Gallen stepped in. Little 1-2 between Chianese and George was nice. Chianese was able to get on the end of the return. Red Star keep possession. George skipped past one, was able to get it to Nickel. Little slide rule ball was seeking the run of Chianese, but Doherty's able to watch that one behind. Of course, this is the first season since 1988 where Sorrento have not played in the top flight. "36 consecutive years in the NPL/Premier League prior to their relegation last season in what was one of the craziest seasons at the bottom of the league to memory. In fact, their total of 26 points was double what Balcatta in 11th finished with the year before. Such is the tight nature of this local league here in WA. The good thing, though, for the goals is that Steve McGarry stayed on board as head coach, and the club have invested in a strong squad, managed to retain a lot of the players from last season as well in a bid to get themselves back up to where they believe they belong. Clever turn from Leeming. And then he bisects 2 Sorrento defenders, but Moranta was aware of the danger. Hughes. Got some width in the form of Leeming, who gives it back to Declan Hughes. This is what Red Star like to do, possess the ball and then spring at the opportune moment. As Leeming looks back for Nick Walsh. Palmer, poke forward. Leeming skipped inside Moranta. Theo Leeming tried to find a teammate on the edge of the area, but it was well crowded out by Sorrento. Leeming, little 1-2 with Chianese. Doherty trying to keep pace. And he got his body in between ball and opponents and was able to shield behind for a goal kick. So pretty cagey start so far. Red Star have had more of the ball, but Sorrento have been resilient at the back thus far. I can tell you elsewhere it's Olympic Kingsway 2, Perth Soccer Club 1. 16 minutes played in that one, as there has been here. Forward from Reddy, looks to try and pick the run of Nickel, and it's a gorgeous ball from the former Perth Glory goalkeeper. Now Nickel to the byline, pulling back, Leeming straight at Keenan. Just a little scoop shot. But that was lovely transition from the back from Red Star. The pass from Reddy was perfect, and as I mentioned before, Nickel's going to play off that shoulder all night and try and make those runs in behind. All the way back to Davey Keenan from McLaughlin. Keenan, who's former ECU goalkeeper, as visitors were known by before they changed names to Perth RedStar at the beginning of the 2022 season. Four clean sheets so far for the goalkeeper. Hamza Hina wanted the free kick and waited patiently before Steve Gregory blew his whistle. Quite a few fans beneath us around the fences. Plenty formed over on the far side, as you might be able to see in your picture. So good to see a nice crowd in the house here in the northern suburbs. McLaughlin, got to be cool under pressure. Gibbs, equally as calm with the back heel. Nice play out of the back from Sorrento as Gibbs looks to maraud forward down the right-hand side. The option to his right is Nicholson. He's going to get it now. Jake Nicholson takes a touch, sends it in low. Sorrento up to retreat all the way back to McLaughlin and keep possession. Kilkenny. Nicholson, Maranta, crisp passing from the goals. Here's Gibbs, cross off Walsh and behind for Sorrento's first corner of the evening. So Hamza Hina will stand on the dead ball. Nicholson offering the short, and he's going to get it as well. Nicholson's cross comes in. It's too close to Reddy. He was maybe trying to catch the goalkeeper out. Red Star not punished there as they temporarily fell asleep. George in the other direction and put on to the top of the grandstand by Gibbs. Walsh. Leeming. Foot came in from Nicholson. Kilkenny goes up the line. Simpson's got a little bit of time to bring it down, the informed English striker. That's a sloppy giveaway from Moranta, though. Walsh. George. Nickel. Nickel. Walsh's pass, you could see what he was trying to do, and that was fine Leeming. Once again, though, Sorrento resolute. And Walsh is penalised for handball. RedStar just the one defeat in their last 10 games. And pertinently tonight, unbeaten on the road, as are Sorrento unbeaten at home. So something's got to give tonight. As Leeming comes in the opposite direction, looking to run. Sorrento defence. Leeming went to ground. Cummings' pass, missed the mark. George passing inside for Nickel. Palmer, Chianese. Sorrento narrow on the edge of the box, and they're able to crowd out the RedStar threat. Hughes for George. He wanted width. Leeming's going to try and hunt it down. And he was able to keep it in, was the youngster. He got the better of Heener. Cross took a deflection. And it tantalisingly rolls across the 6-yard box with no takers wearing red. Palmer. Speculative strike. Wide of the mark. Sorrento's run to the preliminary semi-final stage has seen them Bowger 64-8 win against Carby. Very impressive win by lost a lot of weight in second place. It's the city of the NPL. Let's get to the stage of the competition now. Nashville by 4-0. Division 2 side. To make the 32 time in a few years, albeit they haven't gotten to the semi-final stage at each. What is now the last 4 seasons as Ina goes into the Queen's Notebook for a dive. So many yellow tickets ended out for simulation these days. Referee deep. It's down a little easily. Just on Sorrento. semi-finalists in 2019 where they lost to Florida Federal penalties. There was no cup over in 2020, and then they lost here against CU, as they were known back then in 2021. So this game a replay of a match 3 years ago. And in 2022, they lost here to Coburn City after extra time by 3-1, and last season they lost by 3-0 against Inglewood. 4 of those occasions in the last 5 years. Stage. Let's get back. It's the national bracket, first time since 2017. Love this competition. Here comes Sorrento. One of them's Nicholson. To his right is Gibbs. He's got 3 to aim for in the box. The cross is deep. Simpson's leaping, and the header is straight. William Redding. The numbers piling forward them for Sorrento, and they may have felt they could have done a little better with that open.
Moshi! Wolf, balance, Wolf, Wolf. Ollie, balance.
Watch. George, little reverse. Daryl Nickel, good save Keenan. Once again off the shoulder, Nickel looks back for George. Strike on the turn, half a shout for handball. Play continues. Leaning switch for Nickel. George, curler, slid back slightly. Keenan's come up big. First half so far.
Pressure ball! Fucking selfie! Hey,
Red shirts crowding out Gibbs. George, Kianazi, time to turn, cross comes in, Nichols arriving, clearance only as far as Walsh, shot blocked. And now Gibbs will try and scamper away on the Sorrento counter punch. Teammates with him, the youngster's going to turn into trouble, but still working for Hina. Gibbs.
Get in the fucking foul here! Is he going to give us a free kick? His head to the box!
Kenny. RedStar back in shape.
Yeah, pressure ball! Squeeze out! Pressure ball! Out! Come on! Higher! Again, Jakey! Again, Jakey! Again, Jakey! Up! Up!
RedStar. Pressure. Maranta ran it well though. Andrew Maranta.
Help him, Jakey!
Pina. Fancy footwork. Pina takes out the cross. Doesn't get to either of the two teammates waiting.
Recover, Joe! Squeeze out! Hey! We need leg! Clear! Come! Come! Dex, organised! Where are you? Matty! Thomas! Pressure ball! Pressure ball!
City midfielder. Now Nicholson. RedStar back off. He was offside, so chase.
Good boy. Good now.
Ready. Doherty heads down. Key and 8. George. Back. Steve Gregory says. Gallen helped on by George. Nicholas tries to blame some. Locker will send it all the way back to Keenan. Half-hour mark in this first half here at Perth Reserve. Sorrento 0. Perth RedStar in spot in the Australia Cup round of 32. State Cup final as Kilkenny gets in a tangle. The pass was looking for Hughes, and then there's an own goal. And Sorrento getting a scramble at the back. It might have come off Morantza last. I'm not 100% sure, but the crowd here at Perth Reserve are stunned into silence. And it's Sorrento FC 0, Perth RedStar 1. So, out of nowhere, Sorrento RedStar 1. They were the team who were pressing, but certainly the nature of the goal of balls. 99% on the ground in the hole.
Inside! Player for player! Player for player! Action!
Goals for fun this season to try and respond.
Joe, killer, Joe, killer. Come on. No. In front. Hold on. Hold on. Good. Tight. He's scared.
For Doherty. Hamzahina. He'll step over, then drops it back to Doherty. Arrived for the League of Ireland off-season.
Pressure ball! Pressure ball! Player for player! Yeah, pressure ball! Yes, Maddie! Yes, Maddie! Get up! Player for player, Dex! Middle!
Morantza. McLaughlin. Now Gibbs. Runner ahead of him is Nicholson. Gibbs opts to come inside. Play Gibbs outside of the right foot.
Well done, me, fella!
I think it was.
Right, see that early.
Set piece. Attempts to try and respond in quick time.
Players!
Corner play to the edge of the area. Moranza's going to try his luck from range, and Reddy was able to get there.
Yes, Joe! Yes, Joe!
Switch the play from Kilkenny. Reddy came a long way off his line. Cummings on the edge of the area. Reddy then got back up again and got a really important toe in. Before Sorrento skipper could intervene. Now Leeming, Nickel, George out wide. Just zipped away from him. Gallen sends it back to Liam Reddy. Upfield it goes. Robertson to head straight back.
We get out the other side! Other side! Other side! Arms up! Going close! Behind! In behind! High line! Joe! Can we get Joe?
Reddy sends long upfield.
Pick it up!
Robertson. Passes behind Leeming. Cleanest of
Players! Hey! Hey!
halves. Construction standpoint for either side.
Organise again, play it for play and go! Sides! All the way, come on, keep coming! In front! Here we go, Joe, we double up! Hey, Thomas! You just stay in the hole. Tyler!
Kilkenny for Doherty. Cross comes in. Cummings was arriving. That's what he does so well. Just goes into those little pockets of space in the penalty area. Expects a player of his ilk to be being the target from that range. This is as good a chance of Sorrento manufactured in this first 45. Hughes on the 50-50 over Gibbs. He tried to lift forward. Nichols quick, but not that quick.
Player for player!
Last time these two sides met, Perth RedStar actually took the lead in the NPL WA men's competition last season, round 14, 2023. Nickel got the goal, but then two Cummings goals in a second. Two Cummings goals after Nickel's goal ensured that Sorrento won by 2-1. George. Nickel poke through. Leeming. Edge of the area. Sorrento shirts are swarming again, but RedStar get it back. Just on that last meeting between the two sides, that was actually Perth RedStar's last loss in the league before they went on an unbeaten run all the way through to round 22 to win the 2023 NPL WA men's competition. Kilkenny played forward. Simpson, cross comes in. Cummings was attacking. Now bundled into Gallen. Referees letting advantage play out. George with a clip forward. Chianese chasing. Doherty in best position. Chianese's tackle goes out for a goal kick. Mentioned that Sorrento have made the semi-final stage in each of the last 4 editions of the State Cup. They've been losing end of each of the previous Final 4 preliminary matches. Last time RedStar were at this stage was back in 2021. They defeated Sorrento in a semi-final at this ground by a Danny Hodgson goal to 0. ECU Joondalup, as they were known back then, lost to Adelaide City in the National Round of 32. They also fell to a State Cup final defeat at the hands of Florida Athena by a goal to 0. Breeze just starting to pick up a little bit. We are pretty close to the coast here, northern suburbs. Late in this first half, as Govern's pass picks out Leeming. Switch the play from Hughes is over the head of Theo Leeming. And Sorrento throw will be awarded.
Player for player! Again, work field!
Elsewhere around the ground, still Olympic Kingsway 2, Perth Soccer Club 1. That was the score pretty early on in the piece there.
Inside, Joe! Inside!
Final couple of minutes of this first half, plus any additional time proposed by the officials. Nice pass there from Doherty for Gibbs. Gibbs to the byline, couldn't wrap his boot around the ball.
Theo, you've got to be in and connected, mate. That can't fucking happen. And clear! And! Look at the game. Hands up. Stay higher.
A little bit of rain starting to be felt as well. Commentary position as we just recalibrate ourselves. Cummings lifts forward, chasing is Simpson. Big shout from Reddy, and he comes to gather. Up the line from Govan. Leeming was looking inboard. Couldn't find Palmer. Nicely one back. Leeming might have been fouled. Referee letting the game flow. Govan for Hughes. For Walsh. Now Theo Leeming. Palmer's pass just in front of George. As the midfielder hung a leg out. And Keenan's throw will try and get Sorrento surging in the opposite direction. Hina will try and skip past Leeming. Does a pretty good job of it. Gets to the byline, pulls across goal. Just evaded Simpson. And the clearance finds Palmer in a little bit of space on the edge of his own box. Chianese. Nickel trying to nudge it through the legs of McLaughlin. Tip back from Walsh. Now Palmer. Simpson. Time to turn. And Red Star's defence retreat. Nicholson continued his run forward. First time cross. As well blocked by Gallen. Now Palmer for George. Little pocket in the midfield. Quick release over the top. Ball's going to skip off the surface, but it'll stay in play for Leeming, who gets there before Maranta. Theo Leeming for George. Red Star play for patience, and the rain picks up. People starting to head away from the fences, and sometimes the shelter of the trees behind us. Go, go, go. 45 minutes up. Sorrento FC 0, Perth RedStar 1. Red Star probably the more threatening of the two teams in the first half. Davey Keenan made two big saves to deny Daryl Nickel before a strange own goal proved to be the goal which separated the sides at the interval. We'll go back and have another look at that. It might have come off Andrew Maranta. Regardless, Sorrento have got some chasing to do if they want to take their place on the national stage. The closest they came was when Dean Cummings headed across from Matt Doherty over the bar. And as a result, it's Red Star of the NPLWA men's competition 1, Sorrento of State League Division 1 0.
can you do?
here, mate. Welcome back to the Perth RedStar Reserve for the second half of this preliminary semi-final match. As, goodness me, that back pass looked awfully short. And Daryl Nicol and Davey Keenan are both in a heap in the penalty area and have barely moved. That was a strong collision. And certainly not the way that we wanted to start this second half. Sorrento trailing by goal to nil at half-time, and own goal from Andrew Moranta. A bit of a bizarre one as Ryan McLaughlin cleared off the midfielder and it's almost trickled its way into the bottom corner. Davey Keenan completely flat-footed and not expecting it, as many of the Sorrento supporters were. And you can see on your screens that the conditions have become a little trickier, not just for the players down there, but also for us up here in the commentary position and filming. So do bear with us if there's a little bit of an issue with the feedback on occasions, with the wind and the rain. Got a close one on our hands here. Pretty tightly matched on the whole in the first half. Daryl Nicol had two good chances, two good saves from Davey Keenan. Sorrento's best opening of that first half came when Dean Cummings headed over the bar from Matt Doherty's cross. Doherty's throw up the line, headed from Oliver Leeming. Cummings lifts it to a little bit of space where Nicholson was. Nicholson, though, goes and picks it up off Gibbs, but the pass was misplaced. Simpson might make it work. Cummings to his left. Heener with a step over. Fizzed across goal. Gloved away by Reddy. Danger not quite dealt with yet as Kilkenny gets it to Heener. Three wearing Sorrento sky blue in the penalty area, but Heener couldn't find a teammate. And up the line it goes from Chianese. Sorrento looking to put a stamp on things at the start of the second period. Robertson for Doherty. Moranta. Now McLaughlin can get his skates on and press forward. Wouldn't be too many times this season where Sorrento have found themselves down, but they have been very potent in front of goal throughout the campaign. 32 goals in their 10 matches, and some massive hauls in particular at this ground. No less than 9 they scored in a 9-2 win over Rockingham City. They also put 8 past Maccabi in an earlier round of the Cup, and they've also scored 4 times here against Joondalup United and Guelph, Croatia. So they are very comfortable at their home ground, but they meet the top flight's best defence, and at the moment it's been a tough nut to crack. Half-time score elsewhere, by the way, is Olympic Kingsway 2, Perth Soccer Club 1, so assuming that one's just gotten back underway again as well. Govan for Gallen. Now Oliver Leeming for Chianese. Red Star's turn to possess a little. Nice passing out of the back from Red Star. Walsh, good foot in there from Gibbs. Kilkenny for Simpson, turn around the corner. Gibbs has been released into the box. It's Clay Gibbs, took a deflection and into the side netting it goes. And the last touch was off the Sorrento winger and behind for a goal kick. It was a promising opening though for the goals. Chianese's pass up the line, Leeming forward from fullback. Into touch from Robertson. Robertson. Well done by Maranta. Got past the challenge. Little reverse pass. Nicholson forward from full back. Still going as Jake Nicholson. Maranta was the target. Stepping out was Govan. So an uncharacteristically tight and low-scoring game between these two sides if the evidence of their NPL WA history over the past few seasons has been anything to go by. Both teams had scored in 16 of the 21 clashes in the NPL WA men's era prior to Sorrento's relegation. Last season, both teams have also scored in the past 6 games. 34 goals in total in those matches, so... over 5.5 in comparison to tonight's 1. Hina looking to try and change that. Cross is deep, and it's over Reddy's bar, rather. And if you are a Sorrento fan and are wanting any further encouragement, Red Star / ECU had only ever kept one clean sheet here in the NPL era. In the 10 matches here since 2014, although they also got a second in that 2021 semi-final match where Danny Hodgson scored the winner. Doherty to the feet of Cummings. Little left-footed pass was a nice one for Hina. Hina looking to try and wriggle away from Ollie Leeming, who's been pretty good down there tonight. Right-hand side of defence. Salmon play a few players in that position this season. Andrew Palmer, Tommy Hoff among those who have slipped into the right-hand side. Leaning's turn tonight. Nicholson, Heener. Cross, charge down. Good corner ball. Some encouraging signs at the beginning of this second half.
Sonny! Sonny!
Short on the corner from Kilkenny. Nicholson gets the return, digs out a curler. Just lifts it over the crossbar. So RedStar are about to prepare a substitution, but in the meantime, play is going to continue, and RedStar have got a chance to surge forward here against the run of recent play as Walsh finds Palmer, who plays a little give and go with Hughes. Theo leaning for Palmer again. Last man back is Govan. He'll find the feed of Hughes. RedStar looking to pass and probe their way through. Pass from Hughes, just missed George. Sorrento win it back. Gallen comes in. And the lift forwards going to work nicely for Walsh. Now Theo Leeming. George. Nickel flags up. Early flag raised there by Adrian Lichty, the assistant, here on this near side. Once again, Nickel playing off the shoulder, just went a fraction too early. Good to see that he and Davey Keenan, by the way, are all good after that scary-looking collision at the very start of this second period. Would have been within the first 30 seconds. Nicholson. Looks as though he was being held on to there by Govan. Maybe a little lucky not to get a yellow card there was Blair Govan. Certainly the Sorrento staff and some of the fans over on the far side thought it was a booking worthy offence. Kilkenny, Gibbs helps it on. Nicholson breaking from midfield. Low ball. Cummings was waiting, so too Simpson. Didn't get to either of them. Kilkenny, Nicholson's cross. Simpson sticks out a leg. And better contact on that toe poke, and it may have been 1-1. RedStar wanted an offside flag, I think. It mattered little in the end, but it's the closest that Connor Simpson's come to a goal tonight. The English striker who actually played in the FA Cup this season for Whitby Town, scored a FA Cup goal of the season contender in the first round proper. Been in good goal scoring form as well, with strikes in each of his last 4 matches in the league. Doherty strong in the challenge there on Kianazi. George. Cross comes in. Leeming was attacking the 6-yard line. It'll run all the way through for Nicholson. And he will happily watch it behind for a goal kick away from the attentions of Nickel. Simpson dropped it down. Nicholson was trying to fizz that one into the feet of Cummings, but radar was off. Sorrento do remain as the only local side out of WA to progress past the round of 32. Having won here by a goal to nil against Canberra United back in 2017. Some work to do, though, if they want to give themselves a shot at doing that again. As Gibbs' cross comes in, Cummings was attacking it. Drop of the ball, Simpson was lurking. Sending it away was Walsh. Nickel goes to ground. Referee says play on. Pass from Kilkenny missed the mark. And now Red Star will look to try and counterpunch in the opposite direction. George, though, slightly overran it. And he was met by his opposite number 6 in Robertson. Robertson, former Perth Glory youngster from a number of years ago now. Also had a stint with Inglewood United. Had a pretty injury-disrupted past couple of seasons, but absolutely a quality player when fit. Thankfully, the rain has subsided for now. Greasy surface is still going to be a little tricky, I suspect, for the players. Leeming was trying to nudge through for Nickel, but through it rounds to Keenan. Still Olympic Kingsway 2, Perth Soccer Club 1. Elsewhere around the grounds. Reminder that the winner of that match will play the winner of this game in the State Cup final in September at the Sam Kerr Football Centre, and also the winners of both of tonight's matches will represent WA in the national round of 32 for the Australia Cup. As Red Star make their first change of the evening, it's going to be Sonny O'Shea to come on. And Theodore Leeming's going to take a seat on the bench, so interesting to see where O'Shea slips into. He's a central player by trade, so I wonder if that's just a chance to maybe beef up the midfield a little bit and put an extra number in there for the remainder of this second half. George was across. Maybe he's gone over to the left-hand side. He's there to charge down Nicholson. In fact, that looks like that's what's happened. Sorrento are also about to introduce Keegan Chambers shortly as well off the bench. Dennis Gallen. Sent away by McLaughlin. Take 2 for Gallen. O'Shea. Gibbs. Speedstar bursting down the right-hand side. He's burned off George for pace. The low cross comes in. Simpson was sliding in. And off the bar it goes. And then it loops in on the follow-up. And it's an equaliser for Sorrento striker, the man in form, Connor Simpson, who scored for 4 successive games in the league and now adds a goal on semi-final night to that streak. And it's Sorrento FC 1, Perth RedStar 1, midway through this second half. So 1-1 and a scrappy goal, as was Red Stars in the first half, but home side are most certainly not going to care. And let's see how encouraged they can be by that equaliser. Declan Hughes. Nickel. Nickel slid in. It's going to be a Sorrento throw. O'Shea had 5 blue shirts around him. Always going to be difficult against the weight of numbers. Now Kilkenny. To his right, Jake Nicholson. Far side, Clay Gibbs. Worth noting that if it is level at full time, we will have extra time and penalties, 15 minutes each way, and then a shootout if required. Might not get to that stage as Cummings slides in, tries to keep it alive. Red Star had the help there. Gallen slid in there. He was nowhere near the ball. Booted forward by Keenan. Simpson was leaping, won the flick. Cummings then tried to make something out of it. Hughes for George.
Move again! Move again! Get it, Deckers!
Gallen back for Govan. Forward by Blair Gloven. Now did Matty George time his run? He did. Trying to wriggle away from his marker. But Moranta was across. In coverage. Keegan Chambers still waiting to be introduced beneath us.
Faster, see ball. New ball. Next one.
Nice build up here from RedStar. O'Shea's cross, low into the box. George was arriving at the back post, and Nicholson with an awkward looking clearance. Which bounced off his shin and went behind for a corner. Corner comes in from Hughes, away from Simpson, one of the tallest men in the box, if not the tallest.
Move together!
Switch the play from Gallen rather, as a peach. George trying to slip in. Shot takes a deflection off the post. O'Shea following in, so too Moranta. Ball still alive. O'Shea, low strike, side netting. With 2 or 3 teammates waiting in position for a pullback. And that's a big opportunity for RedStar, which goes begging. Certainly the closest the visitors have come in this second half. And now Sorrento will make that switch. It is Simpson who's going to make away the goal scorer. So like for like in the final third. Keegan Chambers, guy who most certainly knows where the back of the net is, having won the under-20s Golden Boot last season. He was also the NPL under-20s Player of the Year. Also scored in the past 2 cup rounds. Let's see what the youngster can do here in the final quarter of an hour or so. Elsewhere, Olympic Kingsway 2, Perth 1. Still the same score that it was after about the quarter hour mark. This game perfectly poised. Sorrento 1, Perth RedStar 1. On streamer.com.au. We're also on the Football West YouTube channel. Myself, Tommy Dolman, on the call with you. Andrew Moranta owned goal in the first half, cancelled out by Connor Simpson equaliser. Sorrento come forward here through Cummings. Cross comes in from Kilkenny. Attacking it was Chambers. He bundled into Blair Govan. And RedStar get the decision their way. Let's see who will blink first, or who will be bold enough to go and take round a 32 spot. Andrew Moranta. Passing to the channel for Keegan Chambers. Has to wait for the support to arrive. Does now in the form of Gibbs. First time cross, sweeped in, edge of the area. Hamza Hina Might fall for Maranta on the edge of the box. Went to ground. Appeals for a foul, turned down. Maranta still down behind play. Red Star are going to continue on their merry way as Hughes looks for Walsh. Maranta very slowly getting up to his feet. Sorrento about to make another switch. Tim Hill's going to come on. Scorer of the goal in 2022 at this venue when Sorrento and Coburn finished 1-1 at full time before continuing on to extra time, and might have a repeat of that one. In terms of additional minutes, if the nature of this game's been anything to go by so far, it looks as though it's going to be a straight switch rather for Maranta, who's hobbling off the pitch. Tim Hill been with the club since 2016, over 150 league appearances. 6 years at Sterling prior to that, so midfield player who's been around the leagues for a number of years.
Come on! Step up! Step up! Right up! Next one! Next one! Come on! Drive! Drive!
George. Outside of him is Walsh. 3 targets in the box. One of them was O'Shea. Kilkenny met it before it got to any of them. And his little toe poke will find Keegan Chambers, far side, just behind halfway. Kilkenny joins him. And the little scoop forward will favour Govan.
Bro! Hey! Hey!
O'Shea. George still battling. Kilkenny was required to come across and cover. He's covered just about every single blade of grass as Neil Kilkenny tonight. Also the assistant coach, club as well, under Steve McGarry. Hill, Chambers, Gibbs. Pass for Nicholson, flashing across goal. Ready, met it with a pair of gloves at the near post. Quick release for Chianese, but there was no one out wide. Pass always favoured Robertson. And Sorrento can win it back.
Move on! Move it! Move on!
10 minutes remaining. Sorrento 1, Perth RedStar 1. This Northern Derby, which has delivered so much entertainment over the years, looks as though it's going to deliver another thrilling finish. Perfectly poised as Gibbs looks to have a run at Walsh. Clay Gibbs, cross comes in, couldn't wrap his boot around the ball. Now Red Star are going to introduce some fresh legs. Lewis Tucker and Gomo DeCooley are going to come on. So DeCooley is going to come on in place of Chianese, it looks like, on that right-hand side. And Tucker is going to be a straight swap for Declan Hughes in the centre of midfield. So 10 minutes plus stoppage time plus potentially added time as well.
Squeeze field! Go again, let's go again, quickly! Push it down!
Thump forward by Reddy.
Compete!
Kilkenny, Cummings.
Work again!
Gallen goes across for Govan.
Stay still, Lubo!
Last touch off Robertson. O'Shea's keen to get it moving quickly. Leeming's passing board for Lewis Tucker.
Hey!
Went to ground, wanted the free kick, didn't get it. O'Shea was fouled from behind by Doherty.
Yeah, let's go again, come on!
Be a Red Star free kick in a crossing position.
All the runs, come on!
Palmer drills in the free kick. Leaping was McLaughlin. Nicholson, can he get his ball under his spell? He can, but he was bodied off it by George. Footed from Chambers. Palmer, George, DeCooley waited for the ball. Doherty got there first. Sent up the line, missed Heener. Leeming will read it. Red Star with the numbers back there.
Step! Step! Keep the shape! Keep the shape!
Palmer. Tucker slipped as he shot, and Keenan stepped across and picked up.
Stay high! Stay high! Player for player, Lubo! Yeah, we show, Lubo! Come! Step in! Yeah, roll across! Roll across! Roll!
George skipped past a couple of challenges. Left-footed cross. Had the sting taken out of it by retreating Gibbs. Nicholson got past 3 or 4 challenges. Did a terrific job, did Jake Nicholson. Pass, though, missed the mark. And didn't find Cummings. Gallen, a little bit of pressure on him from the Scottish midfielder. And then Reddy's clearance skewed off the outside of the boot, and it's a touch just behind our commentary spot.
Hey, player for player!
Gibbs, Nicholson, Chambers, stuck out a leg, couldn't lay it off to Hina.
Keep going.
To Cooley trying to take on Doherty, shoulder to shoulder, the two players go.
Recover! Players, yep, again.
Doherty showed the strength, and the game continues.
And move! And move! And move again, come on!
Gibbs has cross-charged down.
Ollie!
To Cooley.
In the box, Ollie, then. In the box, Ollie.
George. Red shirts steaming forward. Tucker, George, charged down by Gibbs. Red Star throw.
Pick it up!
Cummings penalised for the foul. Red Star starting to have more of the game in these final stages. A minute or so, plus any added time before extra time potentially, as Palmer lifts in, Govan leaping, offside flag was up. Kilkenny, Hina, lifted forward by Gallen. Two Sorrento players get in the way of one another. Turnover, Palmer. Hill won it back, poked through. Cummings just beyond him. Ready off his line quickly. And he's going to try and set to Cooley on his way quickly, but Sorrento win it back. Hina. Ollie Leeming stuck with the winger well. Hina, of course, part of Fremantle City's successful promotion season last year to the NPL. Sticking it out in State League Division 1 for another season with Sorrento. Hina, charge down. Off Palmer and behind. Kilkenny's ball in, back post. A few Sorrento players were leaping. Cleared only as far as Hill. Back in again from Kilkenny. Ready came, double-fisted it away. Kilkenny, Gibbs, got to get his skates on. Did well to get the better of George. Cross comes in, Ready, brave goalkeeping again. And now Hina low, left-footed. It was bottom corner bound, but Ready pounced on the ball and ensured wasn't going to beat him. Danger not averted yet. Tim Hill. Cummings. Blocked, edge of the box. Hill's there again. Gibbs has peeled wide. His cross comes in. Cummings was arriving. Gallon up in the air. Hill at the drop of the ball, and now it's Red Star's turn to come in the opposite direction. George, DeCooley, touch a little heavy. Hina was there to help. Hina's got Gibbs. We are into stoppage time. Goal for either side now, surely a winner. As Gibbs tries to skip past Walsh. Cross comes in, Govan steers away. Nicholson. Once again, Govan's in the way of it. Kilkenny. Gibbs takes a touch, crosses. Once again, Govan with a header away. It's a one-man rear guard back there for Red Star. Kilkenny, pass one, shot, deflects, and Ready saves. Extra time incoming. Nothing to separate these two sides after 90 minutes. We're going to have another 15 minutes each way to determine who takes a place in the Australia Cup round of 32 for season 2024. Sorrento 1, Perth RedStar 1. A full-time score. Own goal from Andrew Moranta set the scoring underway. Red Star were in front. And then Sorrento equalised midway through the second half when Thomas Simpson followed in after his own attempt, came back off the bar. Two scrappy goals in what's been a pretty even game on the whole. Sorrento attempted to hit back late in the piece. Liam Ready made a couple of clutch saves late on. And ultimately, both sides will take a quick drink, as will we up here, and then we'll be back with you for the extra time period. Back shortly.
Fantastic game of football this is between Red Star and Sorrento. It's really going fantastically well. So we'll wait to see what happens in the next 30 minutes.
Look for the best option in the box. another team of these all three. Oh, yeah, correct. Yeah. You've got two left.
Welcome back to Perth Reserve for extra time of this preliminary semi-final of the Australia Cup, the WA stage of the competition. Winner of this game will represent the state in the round of 32 proper and will join Olympic Kingsway, who won by 2-1 against Perth Soccer Club. That's a full-time score from Kingsway Reserve. The winner of this game will also meet Kingsway in the State Cup final at the Sam Kerr Football Centre later in the season. No changes from either team at the beginning of the extra time period. They'll play 15 minutes each way. And if no winner is determined by then, we will go to a penalty shootout if required. So Andrew Moranta's bizarre own goal gave RedStar the lead, but Connor Simpson's scrappy equaliser made it 1-1. Dale Nicol, 2 good chances saved by David Keenan in the first half. Liam Reddy made some clutch saves of his own late in the second half. Let's see which way the balance will tip at the beginning of this extra time period, as Gomo DeCooley, late replacement in that second half, will back and find Nick Walsh. Now Lewis Tucker. Both sides do have an adjustment to make, I believe, in this extra time period, should they wish to. Tightly fought battle between the leaders of the the leaders of the State League Division 1 competition, the defending champions of the NPLWA men's competition. As Gallen advances towards halfway, Tucker tries to help it on. Chambers beat Palmer to the ball. Keegan Chambers, little scoop forward. Cummings was giving chase, and Gallen's able to watch it back to his goalkeeper. Seven wins in a row in the league for Sorrento. 5 wins in a row for RedStar. 2 informed teams. Sticking it right up to each other. As Chambers drop of the ball. Outside of the hook pass is a little lazy. It's played in front of Gibbs. And Sorrento are going to make an early switch in this extra time period. Going to see young Shane Adelotto come on.
Who's the coach here? Fucking hell. One of you make your mind up.
So, in fact, Adelotto didn't come on.
Lubo, can we get it? Yes, Lubo's next ball. We've got to look that way down.
Maybe some wise cross there with regards to who Sorrento wanted to come off in his place. Cummings, ball breaks nicely to him. Support arriving now. Chambers, low ball. Cummings, edge of the box. Just left it behind. And Tucker was able to step in.
Higher, Ollie. Drive, Ollie. Drive. Ollie,
Forward by Leading, but O'Shea was offside.
Hey, back man, keep passing the ice.
Nadalotto is actually putting his bib back on, so just wonder whether there was worry potentially about a player who's carrying a bit of a knock, but seems as though whoever it is going to try and run it off, at least for the time being. play underway once again. McLaughlin, spinning ball. Tucker, right place at the right time. Nickel for Palmer. Tucker's got a little bit of time. He's got to hurry though. Cummings was arriving. Leamy was a little strong there into the Sorrento defender. I think it might have been Doherty. Now, changes are going to be made. It's going to be RedStar, though, who are going to turn to the bench. And in fact, Sorrento will as well. So Shane Adelotto will now come on. And he'll come on in place of the skipper, Dean Cummings. And RedStar's changes are going to see Niall Wheel come on. And also Keane, Embleton Hill. So Wheel and Embleton Hill on in place of Leeming and also Gomo to Cooley. Natalotto, Chambers, Gibbs, cross. You could see that Chambers was making the near post run. Pass was just a little too far in front of him. So both coaches have rang changes at the beginning of this extra time period. Confirmation as well that Olympic Kingsway 2 per Sock Club 1 was a full-time score in tonight's other State Cup semi-final. Natalotto, into the area he goes. Shane Natalotto still going, sliding in Govan. And Reddy got a glove on it, but it had crossed the byline. And it's going to be a Sorrento corner. Govan in this extra time period has been a real warrior at the back.
Hey, Edge! Hey! Sonny, go there. Sonny, inside. Sonny, you got to go inside. Next one.
Corner comes in. Chambers won the header. Straight down the throat of Reddy. Good opportunity there for Sorrento substitute. Govan for Palmer. Tucker was Brought to ground by Natalotto, I think it was, who was tracking back. RedStar with a free kick in a fairly central position, quite some way out from goal. If Palmer's going to have a hit here, it's going to have to be something special. Looks as though he's sizing up the cross instead. Clipped in by Palmer. Headed away only as far as Nick Walsh. Walsh's cross, well blocked by Nicholson, I think that was. Wheels ball in, dangerous delivery. And it's going to be a Sorrento free kick as Hill got his body involved. And another Sorrento defender in there put their body on the line also. Might have been Robertson. Player down there with a bit of cramp, and now the physio will be waved on belatedly. So, story of the game was RedStar taking a lead just past the half-hour mark when bizarre own goal unfolded. Ryan McLaughlin's clearance cannoned back off Andrew Moranta and trickled into the back of the nets beyond flat-footed Davy Keenan. RedStar also with two good chances in that first half, with Darryl Nicol being denied by the aforementioned Sorrento shot stopper. And Sorrento responded in the second half. They got the equaliser when Connor Simpson lost his balance, scooped against the crossbar, and then was able to turn in his own rebound in scrappy fashion, but didn't matter as Sorrento levelled the scores. They went close a couple of times late in the second half, through Hamza Heener and then through Clay Gibbs. And now the extra time period is upon us, and we still wait for a deadlock to be broken. And unfortunately, it doesn't look as though Gibbs is going to be okay to continue. He's been replaced by Dario Ramella. Ramella will go and play left back as Heener and Gallen slide in on challenge together. Heener back to his feet, so to Gallen, and the latter plays off his opponent for a goal kick, rather. So Ramella goes to the left-hand side, Doherty comes centrally, and Ryan McLaughlin will now play right back in that little reshuffle defensively. Ramella, the Argentinian defender who arrives having played in the NPL Victoria last season with Western Suburbs. Three goals so far this season for the fullback, who likes to get forward. A couple of those in the cup run so far against Maccabi and Fremantle City. Natalotto tries to head into his own path, but it was too far in front of him. Walsh for O'Shea. Now Lewis Tucker finds Govu. Tucker, former Perth Glory Academy player who stint with Dianella in State League. Sorrento's closest title contenders, just 1 point separating the top two in the State League Division 1 competition this season. And then a little bit of gap to third place Mom FC, so certainly looks like those two are pairing off. Both of these teams can worry about their returns to league duties after this one on what's been a really taxing evening. Bit of rain's made it tricky for the players, and the pace has most certainly dropped off in this extra time period. Up the line from Walsh, George. Got it caught under his feet. Robertson was there and he put it through the legs of O'Shea. Nicholson. Natalotto. Nicholson again, little dink forward. Natalotto, fresh legs in the area. To the byline he goes, pulling across off Tucker behind for a home corner. Romella's ball in. Hina won the header. Wasn't able to turn it onto the target. Nickel. Embleton Hill tried to win it back. Youngster who scored his first goal for the senior side in a big win over amateur side Baldivis in the earlier rounds of the competition. Lifted forward by Kilkenny. Ready with a big shout.
Kick it out! Kick it out! Kick it out!
And Neil Kilkenny is down in a lot of discomfort. And Steve Gregory has blown the whistle to mark the end of the first half of extra time. So not as many chances in that 15 minutes as we saw in the previous 90 minutes. The game certainly slowed down a little bit pace-wise. We might take a little bit of a listen as to what's happening down beneath us. We'll have a quick break and we'll be back in a minute or two to bring you the second half of this extra time period. Sorrento 1, Perth RedStar 1, 105 minutes down. 15 minutes left.
Come on, boys. 15 minutes. 15 minutes.
Back again for the second half of this extra time period. Sorrento 1, Perth RedStar 1, as it was at the 90-minute mark. Neil Kilkenny came off with a bit of cramp late in that first half of extra time. He's not reappeared just yet for this next 15 minutes. So Sorrento were defending with 10 players for the moment. And Red Star are looking to try and capitalise and get themselves on the front foot early through Walsh. Sorrento basically with everybody back behind the ball for the moment. Now they'll try and push forward. And it was Chambers who was all on his own and ever so isolated, doing well to draw the foul for his team. Sorrento taking as much time as they possibly can. Over this restart. McLaughlin will now send it forward. The header goes back from Tucker. Wide it goes from Hill. Walsh will go to keep it in play. Second half of the season in the NPL WA men's competition begins this weekend as we start again with the opening rounds fixtures, but the opposite way around. Red Star away at Floreat, away at Balcatta, and then at home to Armidale in the next 3 weeks. Palmer.
In the box!
Walsh linking up with O'Shea. Palmer in a little pocket. Killer pass was attempted, but Embleton Hill was in an offside position. Another Sorrento player down with cramp. Been a long old night. And Kilkenny, off your screen at the moment, has just come back onto the field. So Sorrento are going to be back to their full complement of 11. The goals, incidentally, play Gosnells back here this weekend. And then that'll mark the end of the first half of the season. Then they're away at Joondalup United, and then they're away at Dianella White Eagles, which at that stage could potentially be a 1v2 battle. It would be a heck of an occasion down there at Dianella Reserve if that's how it unfolds. Ball thrown back in again. Chambers tried to get there before Govan. Govan's clearance hit Chambers. It's going to be a Red Star throw. Walsh's pass, Nickel giving chase. And now he's pulled up with a bit of cramp, so both sides in the wars. Certainly going to be some sore bodies tomorrow morning. As Reddy, long way outside of his box, goes upfield, headed back by Doherty. George, nice step. He is brought down by Doherty. Walsh's cross, it's over Nickel. O'Shea was arriving. George, edge of the box. Palmer tees it up. Low strike from Tucker. Great save from Keenan, who comes up with a big block in extra time and preserves Sorrento's status as being level in this game.
Go get it, Matty. Matty, go get it. Go, Matty. Take him on.
Played short. George, low cross, deflects. Palmer. Half a touch on it. And Keenan was down low to guard that near post.
Hey. Play it for player. Drop. Go, Matty, let's look for seconds. Matty, George. Again. Work ball. Keep going. What's backwards? Well done. Again. Narrow, Sonny. Inside, son.
Another delay in play. And the physios are being kept very busy, particularly Sorrento's. Turning into a very late night here in the northern suburbs. Still we wait to see who will take a place in the Australia Cup round of 32 proper. Olympic Kingsway booked their place in the State Cup final. And the round of 32 with a 2-1 win over Perth Soccer Club earlier tonight. That game finished at the 90-minute mark. Andrew Moranta's own goal cancelled out by Connor Simpson's equaliser. Both teams have had chances. Keenan's probably been the busier of the two goalkeepers over the course of the 110 plus minutes. This game still there for either team to grab. So Nicholson is off the pitch. Sorrento once again down to 10. And RedStar will roam forward here. Lewis Tucker clipping forward, looking for Matty George. Header away, only as far as Andrew Palmer, who, with a left-footed effort, wasn't quite able to catch it. And it went the wrong side of the post. Jake Nicholson still off. Sorrento still with 10. And Steve Gregory gives Davey Keenan the hurry up. Long upfield again. It's over the head of Walsh. Chambers will go and pick it up. Nicholson back on the field now. Chambers held up. Good piece of defending back there. It was O'Shea, I think. In fact, it was Govan. My apologies. RedStar with some numbers here on this near side as Wheel has Tucker as the next pass. Pushed forward for Palmer. Doherty, Reddit, Ramella, Nicholson. Not a lot of those. Got to hurry up. Sliding in. Great challenge, O'Shea. George on the turn. Clever. Ran into trouble. Knocked back by Hill. Oh, it might break for Nickel. Off the post and in. Offside flags up. Now then. Referee is going to come over and consult with his assistant here. Goal given. RedStar, maybe, just maybe, round of 32 bound for the second time in 4 seasons. The referee consulted with his assistant. They deemed the goal was legal. Neil Kilkenny has been shown a yellow card by the referee. Nichols' finish. Well, once he was in behind, there was never any doubt that he was going to find the back of the net. It was just whether the offside flag was going to deny him or not. And in the end, it didn't. And RedStar are closing in on the national stage of the Australia Cup. Still time for Sorrento, though. Natalotto, Fahina was winding up on the shot, but Embleton Hill charged it down. Chambers, little 1-2. Chambers, great challenge from Gallen, who's down on the deck. Sorrento want to keep playing. And now the pass from Kilkenny will find Nicholson. Time to take a touch and cross. Stooping low where the header was Govan. Away it goes from O'Shea. And then Robertson will hoist into the Percy Doyle reserve sky. Pass forward here. Chambers, shot on the turn. Fielded by Reddy. Instinctive effort from the Sorrento substitute. Looking as though Sorrento are going to be stunned at the semi-final stage for the 5th time in a row. And RedStar will come forward again through Tucker now, who's going to make his way towards the corner flag. Right under the ground as far as RedStar are concerned. And it's going to be a free kick for the visitors. George was over there to help him.
this way. Keno, this way.
RedStar doing a good job
Keno, this way, yeah.
playing keepies off. Daryl Nichols' goal looking like the difference. The competition's leading scorer with his 8th of this cup run.
Make sure we get 10 yards, guys! Get the 10! Get the 10!
George danced past a couple of challenges. Shot was well blocked by Robertson, but that's just about as good as a goal. And then Nickel takes a yellow ticket for kicking the ball away.
Just come! Up! You got him marked, Ryan! 3v1 now! Get out!
Maya, leave him with Niall. Levo, get in front of him. Niall, here. Roshi.
Sorrento have a win in the corner. Clear it goes. Missed Chambers. Sent back forward by Govan. Nickel takes on the early strike. Saved by Keenan. Got to go now for Sorrento. Time is ticking down on their chances in the cup this season. As Keenan goes long, Natalotto was leaping. Ball might break for Chambers. Picked up by Hina. Shot was blocked. It was Nicholson, I think, in there. And in the right back position, it's going to be sent clear by Gallen. He and Govan have been sensational at the back tonight. Hina, another chance for Sorrento possibly. Headed away. Can Kilkenny get there? He can. Blue shirts swarming forward. Cross comes in. Back post. Last touch off a Red Star player. Corner ball. Everyone's going forward now. This has got to be it. David Keenan's gone forward too. Free kick comes in. Hina was leaping. Ball not dealt with yet. And then it's stabbed off the bar. Oh, how has that not got in? And then a penalty is awarded. Incredible. A staggering finish. Sorrento have a penalty. Oh boy. A desperate late attack for Sorrento. The crossbar was hit. A foul was conceded. A penalty awarded. And now Dario Romella versus Liam Reddy to determine the fate of this game. Romella strikes. Reddy saves. And that's full time. Red Star have done it. The most incredible of finishes at the death. It's derby delight for Red Star in the Battle of the North as Liam Reddy makes a clutch save with the last action of this Australia Cup tie, and it's Red Star who will join Olympic Kingsway in the round of 32 proper after a 2-1 win here against Sorrento FC. A brave Sorrento side, a division beneath the defending champions of the NPL WA men's competition. It was scrappy at times, both sides out on their feet towards the end. Red Star led in the first half when an own goal was scored by Andrew Moranta. Ryan McLaughlin's clearance cannoned off the midfielder and it trickled into the back of the net. Sorrento, though, surged in the second half and it was Connor Simpson who followed in off his own shot, which came back off the bar to bundle in and tie up the game. Sorrento then had their chances laid on. Liam Reddy had to make a couple of good saves, and then in extra time, we had to wait until late in the piece. David Keenan made a great save from Lewis Tucker to keep the scores level, and then Daryl Nickel with a goal in off the post, which seemingly was going to send Red Star into a win with very little suspense towards the end of the game. But late in the piece, Sorrento threw everybody forward for a corner. The crossbar was hit in amidst the goalmouth scramble, and at the end of it all, a penalty was awarded. Dario Romella took the spot kick, Liam Reddy made the save, and that was the last action of the game as it ends Sorrento 1, Perth RedStar 2. So full time here at Percy Reserve. Thanks for your company tonight on streamer.com.au and on the Football West YouTube channel as well. From Ian behind the camera, from myself, Tommy Dolman, we bid you good night. Congratulations to Perth RedStar and to Olympic Kingsway, round of 32 bound. Good night.